Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday to all of you, and I welcome you back to the Man You Grow for your daily Bitcoin and ChainLink analysis video. Since it is a Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and keep this video short and sweet. I know I always promise that, but hey, this time I'm actually going to try. Here we have Bitcoin USD on the 4-hour, and why the 4-hour? Well, last time, in our last video, we talked about this rising wedge right over here. Okay, let me go ahead and mark it out for you guys. This wedge over here, and that's our bottom trend line, right? So we're talking about this wedge, Bitcoin simply trending along this wedge over here, and this was somewhere around here we talked about it last, right? What does Bitcoin do in the last couple of days? Well, we went and tested the top of the wedge. Everybody's getting excited about the 9,000 level. Everybody's getting excited about the fact that we have also shot past the daily 200 moving average, and I understand the excitement. I am excited too, mainly because I have a position from all the way down here, added my position somewhere around here, but I don't want to get too excited just yet, because if you think about it, not much has really changed, right? In our last video, what were we talking about? We were talking about this rising wedge. So even if prices come and test the top of this rising wedge, it has not broken to the upside of this rising wedge. Yes, we are trending very, very nicely along this Tenkin, using this Tenkin as support. So if you're looking to add to your position, that was a really, really good spot to be adding. Now, you didn't have to look at the Tenkin. We were also looking at this ascending triangle. Do you guys remember that? We got the breakout, we got the test, and we lived above it. We confirmed multiple candles above this 4-hour ascending triangle, and now we're seeing the upthrust to the upside, the continuation to the upside. But we still have this rising trend line to contend with, right? We haven't broken this wedge to the upside just yet. And remember, typically these wedges are bearish formations, right? Typically, again, it's a probability play. It has a greater probability to break to the downside, but it doesn't mean that it has to break to the downside. It could very well break to the upside as well, in which case it's not really a bearish formation. It is simply a continuation of a trend. Now, if you guys want a little bit more information on this, I'll probably do a little bit, I don't talk about that just today because I want to keep this video short and sweet. So let's go ahead and talk about the daily now. Everybody's talking about this daily 200 moving average right over here, but we haven't closed over just yet, guys. And it is also a weekend. Weekend is typically when you see price action that tends to mess around with people, baits people into bad positions, buying the top of this wedge, for example, buying right at the 200 moving average, for example. We haven't closed above it just yet, okay? Until we close the daily above it, until Monday morning opens above it, it's too early to get excited. Now, I do want to get excited with you guys, but hey, there's excitement also on a pullback where we can add to a position, right? If you guys are looking to do that, of course. It's completely fine to just hold on to your position and keep riding the trend. Sometimes adding to your position as the trend goes higher can be ill-advised, because you tend to get carried away, you tend to get greedy. If you are going to add to your position, you need to pre-plan it, all right? Before you get into your trade, you need to be like, okay, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add over here, and then I'm going to add over here, and then I'm going to add over here, and then have only 3 ads in total. I do not like having more than 3 ads. If you take out profits, you can then add later on a pullback. At least that's how I like to do it. You can do it however the hell you want to do it. And hey, we do it over here the mango way, the stress-free way. Okay, so that's Bitcoin USD on the daily. I also do want to mention a couple of things. So what were we talking about? We were talking about this daily 200 moving average. We have not confirmed above it just yet, right? But if you go on over to CMEs, okay, CMEs right over here, this is where it gets really, really interesting. CMEs have confirmed, retested, and has seen continuation up and over the 200 moving average already. Actually, 3 days ago, we got a close above the 200 moving average, got our retest yesterday, a day before the Friday close, which was Thursday, 16th of Jan, and then on Friday, we actually made a higher high. So CMEs are looking really good, and is actually threatening an edge-to-edge play, sitting around 9,900, possibly even 10,300. And if you guys do remember, we were eyeing 10,000-ish target on our 4-day. If we look at our spot charts, right? Let's go ahead and look at the spot charts at our 4-day, and the Kijun coming in at 10,175. Now, I do believe the CME premium does line up with that, right? Because CME is trading at a premium, or is it let's go ahead and check actually right now. Let's switch on over to the daily. Is CME trading at a premium, or is it trading? I haven't been checking CMEs. So CMEs on Friday closed at 8,900ish. And what did spot close on Friday? 17th of Jan. It closed at, okay, so it's like $150 difference, right? Which does line up. If CMEs go to 10,300, hitting that edge-to-edge trade, then spot is also going to go to around 10,130ish. Now again, my math may be a little bit off over there, but yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. So that's what I wanted to talk about in terms of CME. Let's go ahead and pull that up again right over here. We also are tracking that edge-to-edge trade I talked about, right? Well, guess what? On the BTC spot charts, we already had that edge-to-edge play. So now is it CME's turn to have that edge-to-edge? That would line up with a close over the 200 moving average. If we have that close over the 200 moving average on spot, what are we likely to see? A mega up thrust, right? A continuation, a follow through, because everybody was using this 200 moving average as a guide that, hey, we are in a bear market. If we confirm above that daily 200 moving average, maybe people are going to be like, hey, you know what? No longer are we in a bear market. It's time to add to our position. It's time to go long again. And that lines up with CME having its edge-to-edge trade. Now, CMEs again has closed above the 200 moving average, guys. Please keep an eye on that. We may have that TK cross too now. We have TK cross going into the cloud, bullish TK cross, by the way, tanking over the Kijun into an edge-to-edge play around 10,300 or perhaps even 10,000-ish, lining up with our targets on spot on our 4-day time frame. And you guys know how much we love the 4-day time frame over here at the Mango Grove. So let's go back on over to BTC. Where are you, BTC? Are we looking at a Bitstamp or are we looking at BitMEX? I think we're looking at BitMEX, right? So yeah, we can go ahead and look at the 4-day. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Again, no, we've already discussed this, right? Ascending triangle, broke onto the upside, test the 200 moving average, and continuation. Okay, so that's Bitcoin, guys. Not much to really say anymore. Let's just wait for tomorrow's Monday opening. We have broken this ascending triangle to the upside, but we do have this wedge that we have drawn over here on our Bitstamp chart. It's very likely that we do come down and test this Tenkin actually one more time, but 21 EMA is over there as well, so we haven't gotten a formal test of the 21 EMA just yet. We may make our way down over there, and that would actually confirm a test of the daily. We are actually sitting at the daily 200 moving average right now. What the bulls don't want to see is a close underneath the 200. If we do see that, I think we're going to come and test the bottom of this wedge on the 4-hour time frame on Monday, and then perhaps make our way to the upside and test again for that 200 moving average on perhaps for Tuesday morning's open. Let's go ahead and wait to see how all of this pans out. We are in position. We are doing the stress-free way. We're not going to be thinking about it too much. I'm trying not to even look at the charts too much. I look at it on every 12-hour candle. I try to at the very least. It's just very exciting, so it's hard to not look at the price. But hey, that's BTC. Let's go ahead and look at Link now. Link USD, we can start with, and this is Coinbase. It looks like we have closed 2 4-hour candles above this pink line, and now we are using it as support. This pink line right over here, guys, is our weekly resistance all the way from way back when. You guys know, if you guys have been following Mango for the ChainLink analysis, you guys know what this pink line is. It's been plaguing Link for a while, and now the question is, can we close this Sunday above it? If we do, it'll be a very, very good sign. But again, I want to see that continuation after that, right? If we can open and close a weekly candle above this, that would be splendid. That would be splendid. But for now, just simply wait on Link USD to do that. Let's go back. Let's go ahead and check our Binance chart. Okay, so if Link USD, so this is the green line, but this is why I want to be a little bit more patient. Sorry, green box, not green line. I want to be a little bit more patient with the weekly time frame. We talked about this in our previous Link video. We talked about how the last time Link actually went and broke above that weekly line, that pink line, which is somewhere around here. It gave us this fake out over here, drawing people into the trade, closing above the cloud as well, but then dumping right after. And our big clue for that was the fact that this accumulation triangle over here, this ascending triangle over here, got all the way to its edge, got all the way to the corner of the triangle, and I don't like seeing that. Usually when I see that, I have a very, very, very bad feeling that we're going to see some effery. And the reason I have that feeling is not coming out of just thin air, is because I've kept a log of all the times on an Excel sheet of all the times that we've seen something like this And usually it's a high probability, around 60%, that we see something like boom, boom, down, right? Over here, what do we see? We went to the upside, baited trades, and then boom, right? So again, that was a big play. So for me, this area over here is a resistance zone. This cluster over here is what I'm looking for Link to break. Now you could be a little bit more aggressive, and I don't blame you guys. You could wait for a weekly close above this pink line over here, but I'll be waiting for either a couple of weekly closes in the zone over here, or a confirmation around this entire area over here. All right, so again, that's just me. I'm playing it safe. I got my position in from way underneath, so I don't need to and I'm playing it against the BTC chart, right? Let's go ahead and look at the BTC chart. Look at how it's doing, guys. What are we waiting for? We are waiting for it to essentially break this red line over here, right? My initial target was actually 33,000 Satoshi, but I was wrong on that. It turns out that this line over here, this horizontal, was the real resistance that I should have been eyeing, and I think that was from the flat line of the Tenkin and Kijun coming over here. Yep, the Tenkin right over here and the Kijun right over here, right? So both of those are going to prove to be resistance lines. For now, let's just be patient. Let's just be patient. We may make our way down to the green box territory if we do not see that follow through very soon, but we do seem to be, let's turn on the 4-hour time frame right over here. Yeah, we are seeing that bull flag right over here, right? So we are flagging out over here. That's actually a good sign. Let's see what we may have. Something like this actually, right? Doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be perfect at all, but if this is truly a flag and we do see the break to the upside, we may have a target move of, hey, 35,000 Satoshi. So does that line up with anything? That does line up with our highs somewhere around here, this region over here. So that's where I'll be targeting actually now, because Link is spending a lot of time, if we actually see the follow through, right? If we actually confirm candles above the zone over here, 4-hour candles above the zone over here, I'll be looking for a move to this zone over here. But then again, I'm in this for the trend trade. I do not want to get too nitpicky with targets. I don't want you guys to get too nitpicky with targets either, especially if you are playing the trend. Okay, Link is one of those coins that it pays to play the trend. Yes, the coin may come back on you, but as long as we are maintaining the trend, as long as we're making the higher highs and the higher lows, all you have to do is stay in the trend, right? Don't get too greedy with your profits, because in the long run, trend traders tend to be the big winners, right? Trend traders tend to be the big winners, okay? But then again, trend trading also tends to be one of those things that is easier said than done. It looks a lot easier than it is to actually execute. And those of you who have attempted trend trading, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Trend trading actually involves a combination of different facets of trading, right? Support and resistance comes into play. The psychology of trading comes into play. There's so much involved. So yeah, like I know I make it sound a lot easier, but you need to understand a lot of foundational concepts behind trend trading. Understanding when a trend is broken, when a trend is starting, when a trend is reversing, what phase of the trend you are in, the expansion, the contraction, the impulsive move, all of that comes into play. So yeah, every now and then I may make it sound a lot easier, but once you do understand those concepts, right, this is why I'm such a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm losing my words now. A proponent of understanding the foundational concepts instead of simply trying to memorize things, simply trying to follow people's calls. Like if you follow someone's calls, right, between the time that he makes the call and the time he can update you, so much may change, all right? The structure of the chart may change, and you won't know how to react, and you need to be able to react as soon as things happen, guys. So that's why I'm not a big fan of following anyone's calls. Let's say I make a call, and then you guys listen to my call and you're like, hey man, Sean got it right like so many times now, I'm gonna follow him on this call. But that is the one time that I don't get it right, and I instantly realize it, all right? Maybe an hour or so later, I'm like, oh man, you know what, I was wrong on this, and maybe I shouldn't I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And I change my opinion, I change my direction of the trade, everything. And then you guys don't know that I've done all of that. You guys are not updated on that fact, and maybe I update you guys later, but it's too late, okay? And you guys take a loss. You guys don't want to be in that position. That's why Mango is all about learning. I advocate learning, and don't follow anyone, guys. Don't follow anyone. Follow what people are doing in terms of trying to understand what they're doing and trying to learn what they are doing, all right? It's about understanding understanding the core concepts. Anyways, enough of that. Here's a quick example. Okay, by the way, it's a quick example. In the Mango Seed program yesterday, we did an exclusive video where we were talking about Matic, and I highlighted this red box territory right over here. And I was watching for this red box territory as a support region, and it did turn out to be support, right? It did turn out to be support. But in the morning, when I woke up this morning, I noticed that, hey, we closed this candle right over here underneath the 4-hour 21. Okay, so initially I got filled on my trade right over here on the previous 4-hour candle, right? I got filled on my trade. We got the test, and it was all well and good, but at the same time, we could have also come and test the bottom of this red box territory, right? Either or could have happened. Now, here's the thing. Because I got filled over here, I was being a little bit more cautious because I wanted to also see if we could get that buy over here. And what was the thesis for that? The thesis was, hey, if we close underneath the 4-hour 21 or we close underneath the daily, right? Closing under the daily 21 EMA would have been even more confirmation that we're likely going to come and test the bottom of the box over there. And now the next play right after that was to get out of the trade and try for the underneath of the box at around the 10 SMA. Now, I got out of the trade and I tried to reposition a little greedier at around 186. I did not get filled, but one of the guys from the C program actually did exactly that, and he PM'd me about it, talking to me about it, and that's why was he able to do that? Because he understands the concepts, right? He understands the core concepts. All right, so a quick recap before we wrap up this video. Here we have Bitcoin USD on the 4-hour, currently testing the top of this wedge over here. But please keep in mind, by the way, guys, that this wedge is a very, very subjective wedge, right? There are multiple ways you can draw this, and I don't put too much credence on things like this. I like things that are more objective. For example, let's use just the candle closes, and what do we get over here? Pretty much the same thing. So maybe this is I'm just trying to find a way that's a way somebody else could have drawn it. Okay, somebody else could have drawn like this. For whatever reason, he takes a wick over here and these candle closes over here. And what do we have over here now? Suddenly it looks like a break of the wedge and a retest of the wedge, and hey, this suddenly looks like a buy opportunity, right? So this is why diagonal lines should be taken with a grain of salt. Okay, so what I like is something more subjective, something that somebody can't draw themselves, something that is more objective. And right over here, the 21 EMA and the Tenkin coming in over there, that would be the buy opportunity for me if we do come in and test that, right? Again, the daily is showing another opportunity based on the 200 moving average. If we close above that tomorrow, that may actually have some strong consequences. However, the rest of us over here at Mango, who have been playing the very simple formation that showed up on the 4-day time frame, got a position right over there, right? We got this ascending triangle, right? Because we were watching this ascending triangle, we saw it break to the upside, we got the retest right over there. And what was that retest, guys? The top of the triangle was guided by the 200 moving average on the 4-day, right? On the 4-day, the 200 moving average, very key over here. Got that retest, and now we're seeing continuation. A very good move thus far. 20% now, 20%. Well, wick to wick. And also full transparency, I've also taken some profits out already, right? So I'm not sitting on the same position that I had over here, but I did add back most of what I took out somewhere around, I'm forgetting, where was it? 8,400. I tried for 8,200, but I got in at 8,450ish because we just saw Bitcoin rip up, not giving us that opportunity. Now the question is, can we get another add-in? If we get another add-in, then I'll be more likely to take profits, because then I'll have 3 positions infilled, and I'd want to kind of have some gunpowder. My target is around 10,163ish, the Kijun now. As this begins to flatten out, this begins to curve underneath price action, and as we start making our way towards the top of the cloud over here and close above the cloud, I'll be eyeing this Kijun over here. That also does line up with the BTC CMEs, hinting at a possible edge-to-edge trade on the daily time frame right over here. Kijun on the 4-day, by the way, guys, but I'm not paying too much attention to that. Edge-to-edge trade on the daily right over here. So that's a update on, quick recap on BTC. Let's do a quick recap on Link. We are waiting for that pink line. Can Link close above that pink line? Me, on the other hand, I'll be looking at that entire territory if I were you guys on the USD time frame. right over there, this green box territory. That's what I'd be looking for Link to close over. Lots of resistance right away, lots of resistance. Link has a lot of room to actually make a higher low somewhere around here and try again the following week. So keep that in mind as well. My name is Sean Dexter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Throw it a like, throw it a subscribe, share it to your mom, share it with your dad. Do the mango way, do it the stress-free way.